son, jiggly fat gelatandrius!
Duck.
Ow! You! Oh. Ah! I would have gotten away with brooming them, too, if it wasn't for you meddling roller coasters.
What a maroon. Come on, let's move it.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Over the Hedge. We are on the roller coaster tracks, as you can see. Coming to the end of the, what do you call it? Theme park, I guess? It's not really like any theme park that I know of. You know, one that has a golf course, a shooting gallery, and precisely one roller coaster. That is not complete, as we will see later.
Ain't all that different from climbing a really large tree that's painted and covered with roller coasters and oil stains. And more electricity, I see.
Well, I guess we have no choice.
If y'all get fried, I'm gonna laugh. I don't mean anything by it, but you got to admit it's pretty dang funny.
It was a very long intro. I've started skipping through some of it because, yeah. Anyway, here we have another level of going on very narrow tracks or narrow platforms and beating up 90 enemies for 15 minutes. Or I guess a little bit less than that, because we also have the boss fight in this part. Spoilers, although I'm sure you could have guessed that. And I don't know if I actually end up getting to the canister of chips. I always want to call them Pringles, because I always just... when I think of that shape of chip can, I think of Pringles, so... And yeah, here's some dog shit. This is what I was talking about last time with these barrel slices. Very annoying. Don't need to go into the details of why, because I already did that, and I'm just getting my asshole handed to me by it. And yeah, that little cool-off period where you, after you hit something a certain number of times, really can do you in. But there you go, both of the machines are dead. Stella is just, yeah, appearing behind us. She's not even going to attempt the, platforming, moving platforms element. I think they don't really have them try to do, like your partner character try to do those, just because they know that they're just gonna die. And, yeah, I was about to make fun of them depleting their health by getting shit on. I also like how that pizza's just floating inside my head right now, while we all make a bunch of really awesome jokes about this weasel. Or weasels. I don't know how they were behind us. I guess they could come from pretty much anywhere, and that was completely useless. Ah, boy. This is apropos of nothing in the actual game, but something that I've been meaning to mention is something that I also said in my open season LP, for those of you that remember that. If you'll remember, I talked about a dumb thing that I used to do when I was a young child, around the time that this movie and game came out, as well as open season, because they came out in the same year. Where, because I was a movie guy, but also at the time enjoyed playing these video games based on movies, mostly animated children's films, as you know, I would come up with ideas for movies based on the video game adaptation of the movie. And it would just be the name of the movie and then the video game version, because oftentimes the video game added things that weren't in the movie that I, as a child, was just like, oh, if that was in the movie, that would be fucking awesome. So there should just be a video game version of every movie that has a video game made after it, including for this game. And now, in my defense, in childhood me's defense, I think it makes more sense to come up with a video game version movie idea for this game, since this game, like, very explicitly begins at the end of the first movie and serves as a sort of sequel. But as I think I've already said, a movie based on what this video game does with as like the continuation to the plot of Over the Hedge, it doesn't really do anything. Like in the movie there's this whole like betrayal of RJ and all the other animals, and this would just be them performing a series of increasingly destructive heists, including on some of the same exact people. They even, I think I'm giving something away here, but we're even going to drive a truck into Gladys's house a second time, which is pretty hilarious, honestly. But I just don't know how interesting it would be. And I mean, this is coming from someone who liked the movie as a child, although, you know, in hindsight, the first movie wasn't a great, you know, work of art or whatever either, but that's neither here nor there. I was, as you could probably tell, was a little bit confused about how to get up there to get the cooler and the hat. The hat is what I'm more worried about, even though, and the CD, or no, I got the CD. And yeah, I know I do eventually get up there. Oh yeah, because you have to hit the thing again so it goes up all the way. See, it's like, you know, this is why it doesn't really matter that I do post-commentary for most of these videos, is because I barely remember what I did anyway, so it's basically like I'm doing it for the first time again. Anyway, we got the witch's hat, which is nice. Have I mentioned that I really like the hats in this game? I swear to God, the reason I'm able to overlook this game's, like, flaws and repetitive gameplay, and that was just pure stupidity on my part, and a lot of bullshit things like this enemy and that. Like, come on, depth perception in this, like, this is just a mess of vertical lines that look like it's very difficult sometimes to see where exactly in the world you are. It's strange. You would think, I mean, this came out, you know, 10 years after the advent of 3D, like, platform gaming, and, somehow still haven't exactly figured out how to actually make it so I can tell where on the like where in 3D space I am. I don't know. I'm just giving this game shit for no reason. And I forgot what I was originally talking about. Oh yeah, the reason I'm able to overlook this game's flaws to the extent that I am, is just because of the collectibles. I like picking up the DVDs. I like the primary and secondary objectives, even though I'm shit at doing them, even though I just did one there, but it's just to kill the badger. Again, treating it like a mini-boss when I think we're gonna see like 3 more badgers later in the level.
What do you mean you can't see them? Just look up, you idiot! Your other up!
Maybe he means a different set of animals on a different set of his roller coaster tracks.
Right there.
I just noticed that this man's name is Mr. Ropeley? What the fuck name is that? I don't know. But there we go, and now we're off to fight Mr. Ropeley. Missed the 3 coolers again, don't know where the other one is. There wasn't really many hiding places for it, but, you know me, I'm always good at missing obvious things. And I never realized how long the loading screens between levels are in this game until now. They're not too bad there.
Location of our enemies anymore? Right on cue.
You scallywagging varmint! Just in time for what back in my day we like to call the end.
I love to speak without moving my mouth.
Something tells me it's no longer the third of
And that explosion just straight up hit us, but we just ate that shit. It's fine. I didn't really comment on it, but I thought I would give Stella a go for these last few levels. Not that I've been playing as her, I'm still playing as my boy Verne, but, you know, I just figured I should have all of the possible companions by my side at one point or another in the game, and I guess I missed out on my opportunity to get those cookies and chips. I don't think they do anything. I mean, I know they do something, but I don't think they, like, if you miss them, then you're, like, bad or you're not getting 100% completion or something. Excuse me for burping. I was burping water. Does anyone else have that? I don't know. I feel like I didn't really have this experience when I was a kid as much as when I'm an adult, but, like, just in my adult life, I've, like, when I haven't eaten anything is when I'm most burpy, and I'm just burping up air. Like, I don't have anything in my stomach to make me gassy. I'm just like, bah! And they're painful because it's not anything, and it's just coming up from, again, air bubbles. And I mean, I know that's what a burp is just air coming out, but, like, I don't know why. Like I said, I don't remember that being a thing very much when I was younger. I don't know. Anyway, this boss is pretty easy. You mainly just have to, you know, go on the tracks, don't get hit by the shits. And, I mean, if you do, it's fine. And I really wanted to know what was in that thing, but I guess it's not a big deal. But it got broken anyway. Because, yeah, well, the camera wasn't letting me go back. There's a lot of weird, restrictive stuff like that in this game. Anyway, yeah, like I said, my video game version idea for a movie of this game is still stupid, but I think of the ones I came up with, I think it was one of the first ones precisely because it is explicitly like a sequel to the movie. And so I was like, oh, this might be... You know, I don't even know if I called it the video game version with this one. I think I just called it Over the Hedge 2. Or I probably came up with some cool name for it, like Back Over the Hedge, or something like that. Or like Over the Hedge Again. Or some dumb shit like that. Speaking of movies, I've been trying to stay on top of my movie game lately. That's one of the more consistent things that's been going on with me lately. I mean, fairly uneventful because it's just watching movies, obviously, and it's not like I didn't do that before. But I've been just trying to get... One of my goals for the year was to get my total Letterboxd movie count, and then just the count of feature films that I've seen specifically to get up to a certain point. And I'm getting fairly close to it. I'm on track to definitely, you know, get past that number before the end of the year, which is cool. And yeah, I don't know, I've seen coming up on like 1,500 features in my life, at least according to my Letterboxd tallying. Yeah, oh, and here's a... I guess this is important.
Or worse. Come on, worse than getting a cap slammed on your head? Wham! Then you're under his control. You walk around like this. Then you attack your own father and you get captured. What?
We'll get Heather back, safe and sound.
I'm all for rescuing and revenge and all, but how we gonna find him?
There's one person who definitely knows how to find the sniffer.
Yep, no choice. Gotta get Heather back. All right, we're going back to Gladys's house.
Oh boy, there's been a possum napping. Heather is gone. The sniffer has captured her when she was doing something. Also, Vincent is here. We have a bear. He doesn't really do anything other than be there, but yeah, it's cool, I guess. We're still watching Shrek Super Slam. It's my favorite movie. A lot better than the other Shrek movies. I know they're supposedly making a Shrek 5. I mean, I don't know what what the future of any movie is right now, but I know that they're supposedly making a Shrek 5, or I think it's supposed to be a Shrek reboot, which just makes me upset. Like, if you're gonna milk the franchise, at least attempt to continue it. Don't just be like, oh, we're starting over, and Shrek is an ogre, and Fiona's something else now, or whatever the fuck. Man. But anyway, yeah. So I've been watching movies a lot. I'm on pace of about one movie a day at the moment, and it's been pretty nice. I've, gotten caught up. I've mostly done movies that I've been putting off for a long time that I know I would like, and ones that are just like big, influential, good movies that everyone likes and has seen that I felt like I should see, and I've been enjoying them. This is probably the greatest concentration of very good movies I've seen in an amount of time in a while, and I'm a big Dumbo, so I'm not really, probably fully getting into all of them or, coming up with good, perspectives on them or whatever, but it's not like that really matters very much. I've been enjoying it, and that's the point, and I surely will be coming to revisit a lot of the ones that I like. Anyway, a little bit of an awkward editing thing here. As you can see, the video's wrapping up after this cutscene. I just wanted to introduce... I didn't want to cut it so short, and I wanted to introduce the next set of levels, which is returning to... Well, not really returning to Gladys' house, because it's a new development around the house. To rebuild it, I think.
Now, here's the thing. We have to go through these 2 yards.
So, yeah, I'll let the rest of the cutscene play out, and next time we'll be going into Gladys' house. This is the last normal set of levels before the end of the game, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I'll see you next time for that.
Hey, enough with the fat jokes. I can't help it if my shell is heavy, and technically, it's muscle.
Right, that's all, Shell. Whatever you say, buddy. Anywho, we'll drop right down into Gladys' yard, pop in through the back door, and hope I figure out what happens next before then. The perfect plan to fill the perfect log. So easy, even Hammy could do it.
Huh?
Let's go!